Carl here from Brrraaains A Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial.com for short. Now, we normally cover horror, and horror only on this channel. But this Christmas, we decided to try something new. Something that could be called horror in some other way. What are we talking about? Christmas B movies. Christmas rom-coms, if you want, where character or characters get dumped, meet someone, wacky hijinks occur, they fall in love and learn the true meaning of Christmas. You know the stories, they've been done 10 a penny. Hallmark cookie cutter movies with names like Last Christmas, This Christmas, A Christmas Miracle, Christmas at Home, A Christmas Wish, and so on. These movies have become a genre of their own with channels dedicated to them, and many making enough money for them to keep getting churned out. It's kind of easy watching crap that you can have in the background while having a festive time during this period, or any period really. Now, I actively avoided watching these sort of movies until last year, then ended up watching a few of them and found myself kind of entertained, sometimes hilariously, sometimes not at all. Not because they were good or bad in that sense, but often because they were a special kind of bad. So, with that in mind, it was decided that along with our usual reviews of festive horrors that are going up in the channel this time and throughout the last couple of years, we would watch some Christmas B movies and put some out for review, with the goal of each one being around 10 minutes or less. So, with that in mind, what is 2021's first watch? It's a special kind of enjoyably bad. It is A Very Nutty Christmas.
Wonderful lifetime.
We have to make 15,000 cookies before Christmas. Hello, Nutcracker.
You're gonna help me get through the holidays, huh?
At your service.
He's the wooden Nutcracker come to life.
Christmas is magical. It's a time where anything can happen.
Melissa Joan Hart and Barry Watson.
I'm here because we need each other.
New movies all season long. A Very Nutty Christmas premieres Friday, November 30th on Lifetime.
A Very Nutty Christmas is a TV movie released in 2018. It was directed by Colin Thace and written by Keith Giglio and Juliet Giglio. It stars Sabrina/Clarissa, depending upon what you grew up with. Melissa Joan Hart. She plays Kate, the owner of a bakery in a small town. A bakery that is the most popular thing in town. You would not believe how popular this place is with the kids and the adults and just about fucking everybody. Meaning, though, she is busy all the time, resulting in her getting dumped by her boyfriend Mark, played by Ryan Caltagirone. These two have next to no relationship when we first are introduced to them, and he just dumps her outright, mainly because she has no time for him and doesn't care enough about the festive period. So he's now dating another woman. He just comes out and tells her. It's really weird. A really weird way. We're kind of taken back when we first saw it. We're like, wait, what's he doing? Oh, he's dumping her. But he starts off by saying he's seeing someone else, and then dumps her off with that fact. She is hurt by this, but ends up just throwing herself into more work, much to the dismay of her two employees, Rosa, played by Marissa Jarrett Winker, and Justin, played by Rizwan Manji. They're overworked, but they care about Kate enough to continue working hard towards the big cookie order the military has put in. Apparently, needing to make some extra money. I don't get this at all, because she seems very successful and very rich. Money is clearly not a problem to Kate at all, but because of story, she's renting out a room in her house. Her house guest is due to arrive soon and stay over the festive period. Now, I know what you're thinking, because I was thinking it as well. A big, good-looking, hunky guy is going to move in with her. She's going to clash with him. She's going to find him annoying. They're going to find each other irritating. It's going to be hilarious stuff. But one ends up teaching the other how to take it easy, slow down, enjoy the holidays, all that stuff. They fall in love. Blah-de-blah-de-blah. It's what I expected. It's no doubt what you will expect. But that is not quite what happens. We get something far more magical. And I don't mean in a, oh, isn't that magical kind of way. I mean, oh, it's magic.
You know, I was running late. I came down the stairs. I tripped over him. He was sleeping on the floor. Yeah, and you know what? He wasn't scheduled to arrive until tomorrow.
So Kate, along with her neighbour Clara, played by the late Conchata Ferrell, goes to a Christmas fair. There she meets a mysterious trader named Dusselmeyer, played by Richard Arelli, who tells her the story of the Nutcracker before gifting her with one that he claims is the original Nutcracker. Kate takes it, goes home, and promptly breaks his arm off. She glues it back on before setting it down and going to bed. Now again, you're probably thinking, oh, well, that must be related to the story. They've gone to the point of showing her breaking it and gluing it back on and all of that, right? That must be important to the story. Nope, not at all. Filler scenes. But the next morning, she wakes up to find a grown hunk of a man in her home dressed exactly like the Nutcracker. This is Chip, played by Barry Watson. And in hilarious fashion, because this movie's gonna movie, she steps over him several times before believing that he is her house guest. She does that thing where she fools on both sides of the conversation and doesn't listen to a single word he says because she's just far too busy. He makes it perfectly clear to her when they first interact who he is and why he is there, but she just doesn't hear a single word. Now let's talk about Barry Watson as the Nutcracker. Does the role perfectly fine. He's asked to do a certain way, he does it perfectly fine. I just have one major problem with it. He's supposed to be German. In fact, every so often he'll say a word in German, but he has an American accent. That bugged the hell out of me, and it kind of screamed, oh, you don't think he's going to be relatable enough if he's got a strong German accent. So you've just gone, oh, he's German. He said a German word there. He said Guten Tag. He's clearly German. No, he's not. Yes, I really did not like that aspect of things, but it is nitpicking, I guess, to a certain degree. So why is he here? He is here to cater to her every whim, effectively, and make sure she has a happy Christmas. This includes helping her at the shop, breaking nuts with his hands, which is such a big deal that it ends up going viral when it's filmed on a phone and put online. He takes her out, makes her feel special, and is on guard all the time for the upcoming arrival of the Mouse King, because it's relating to the original Nutcracker story. He is a Nutcracker after all. Eventually, of course, they begin to fall in love, but his time is limited, and on Christmas Eve, he will have to leave. Along the way, they'll have fun, they'll have hijinks, you name it, and Kate will learn the true meaning of Christmas. Yeah, this is not as lovable as it thinks it is. The main issue is this, the relationship of Kate and Chip. It feels incredibly fake because, and I think this is really important, his role is to cater to her every need. Now, you might be thinking, what's wrong with that? That's how a relationship should go, right? Well, no, because Kate does nothing in the opposite direction. She never does anything for him. Even when he claims that she makes him feel good, it's only because he feels good because he's making her happy. There is no balance, and it quickly starts to feel like he's her slave. That's not cute or adorable, it's kind of creepy. Then you have their chemistry, which is all over the place. At times they do both portray genuine emotion. There's a good scene in the bakery where they both actually look quite upset about a certain series of events, but it also tries to force it far too much. Take when Kate finds out that he is the Nutcracker, which takes far longer than it should. As he points out, he never lied to her at all, but she still ends up punishing him. It feels so forced, as you know what this kind of movie it wants to do. You're going to get the split before the big reunited final portion of it, and it does all of that box ticking in the laziest way possible. Talking of box ticking, the ex-boyfriend gets his comeuppance for his treatment of Kate. Two characters who kind of like each other, but never make the move end up together. Kate donates all her charity auction wins to others, they complete the cookie order, and so on. It's super wholesome stuff, and that's no bad thing. There's nothing mean-spirited about this film, and I like it for that. It would all be perfectly fine if it wasn't for the ending, which is just so bad it's really hard to enjoy. So, if you care, spoilers. The Nutcracker Chip will have his face off with the Mouse King, as the delivery men who are to take the cookies to the military base are called Mousekowitz. They also eat cheese, like blocks of it, and have moustaches that kind of look like whiskers. It really is this stupid. They then try to extort money out of Kate, but along comes Chip with his wooden sword to threaten them before the whole town pitches in to load the cookies on board. My God, is that cheesy. Oh. Kate and Chip then end up spending one more night together, falling asleep on the couch, and the next morning she wakes up to find him transformed back into the wooden Nutcracker. He did leave a note, though, saying he'd see her next Christmas, and he can't help but think, man, that's going to be awkward, isn't it, if in that time period before then she ends up hooking up and dating someone else. So I know what you're thinking. Are they really going to commit to the story of Chip being gone, or are they going to find a lazy way to bring him back immediately? Now, I expected the latter. I hoped for the former, expected the latter. The good news is they don't bring him back. The bad news is they do something much worse, in my opinion. Now, I'm actually going to tell you what it is. I'm going to let you find out for yourself to see if you think it's a terrible ending or not. A Very Nutty Christmas is everything you would expect from a festive B movie, and some more, if I'm honest. It's very silly. It's never funny. It's cute at times. It's competently acted and competently told. It's something the whole family can enjoy. It is a coincidental Christmas B movie / rom-com. And I don't think it's the worst thing I've ever seen. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?